It's your show, brother. Whenever you ready, Rich. Whenever you ready, Rich. Go on, do your thing, Rich.
All right, all right. How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing? Listen, before we get started, I want to give a shout out and a congratulations to Danielle Green for being elected president of the Flint Public School Board. May that um, school board please continue to be positive. They had a whole lot of problems a year ago, and it looked like Carol McIntyre started ironing away some of those problems. So maybe Danielle Green can continue the work. We It's gonna be interesting. I hope they do a good job, and I hope the people stand with them. And I just pray for the best of our children. Um, we've been really talking about them Harper funds, man. We were forgetting about those 600 houses that the city of Flint supposedly may have got stuck with. I'm I'm hoping that it's really true because I've been talking to a couple of nonprofits and a couple of for-profits. The nonprofits I've been talking to, they want to get together and rehab some of those houses. The for-profits, I know I talked to a couple of people that buy houses, but they normally just buy houses and rent them to people. Well, this time I'm trying to talk to them into buying houses, and those people that work at Hurley Hospital get them let them rent to own. Those people who has been living in Shiloh apartments, let them rent to own. Um, we need to pull our good renters out of the rent situation and into the rent to own situation. I think we owe it to them, and I think that is a good way to bring some pride back into our city. Um, I want to make this aware. Y'all people may not have been aware of this, but we're going into a new era when it comes to automobiles, and it's the electric cars. Um, GM just signed a $2 billion deal with Lansing to put a plant there building these batteries. Tulsa, still a lot more companies that need to be building these batteries. A lot of more plants like that's going to be popping up, and the city of Flint need to be looking at trying to bring some of those plants to Flint. We need to change our mindset. Um, until I did a little bit of research, I was feeling like we just got too many people that ain't trying to do the right thing to be successful as a city. And I discovered that we got more young black men trying to get themselves together, going to college and stuff, than we have young black men running around here carrying guns. It seems like everybody carrying guns and just out for themselves and all that, but it's not like that. It's a lot of people that are good, positive elements in our environment. So I just gotta get that shout out. Now I gotta talk about my pet peeve before I get out of here. And my pet peeve is those Harper funds. I don't care how many enemies I make, cause I know I'm making a lot of enemies. I'm hearing people mumble. I don't care, cause the truth is the truth. The citizens of Flint and other people, other places. Now y'all gotta remember this. It's gonna be a whole lot of people celebrating Martin Luther King Day that don't vote. It's gonna be a whole lot of people celebrating Martin Luther King Day that ain't even interested in politics, just letting the city run, just letting politicians run all over 'em. Martin Luther King died, and one of his things was justice and voting. Justice and voting. Justice and voting. And those are the two things that we're letting slip through our fingers: justice and voting. We are electing people that are telling us what to do. They're not listening to us. If they do listen to us, that's all they do is in one ear and out the other, as my grandma used to say. They're not listening to us and um implementing what we're talking about. They're not doing it. Haven't done it for years. It ain't just started. This ain't new when it comes to ignoring the public. It's not new. We got another big election coming up this year. Let me show y'all how much disrespect the city of Flint about to get. You finna have a whole lot of people running around here that y'all ain't seen in 2 or 4 years. It's all depending on how they turn in. You finna see a lot of people all of a sudden want to pop out and run for office. Uh, you finna see a whole lot of individuals. You finna see a whole lot of different agendas. You finna see unity amongst the top, and then the crowd barrel at the bottom. You finna see all of these elected officials trying to stay strong and pulling and hanging and pulling for each other to keep this stuff going on. But some of them need a break, and some of them need to be on the sideline. And I'm gonna try to put one or two of them on the sideline. One personally, and I don't have. And then let me say this: I have nothing against any candidate personally. I have nothing against any elected official personally. I'm good. I'm really like the defense attorney and the prosecutor. We can argue all day on camera and in the courtroom, but when that court door closed, we gotta go back to our normal family lives. And in my family lives, I'm not finna beef with you. I mean, and I gotta give a shout out. I had a couple of my friends call me lately, Mick, and they told me to look out for myself. They said you speaking up for people that don't want to speak up for themselves. But Mick, let me say this: I ain't doing nothing. I ain't tearing myself down. I have free time like today. I'll go live and I try to make some awareness. I promised the people doing my campaign run that I was gonna be very vocal. And so I created Flip Voices just to keep my word. I didn't want to be like so many people that run and tell you everything and then they lose and then they just disappear. And then they come back when it's time for them to run again. I didn't want to be one of them people. I refuse to be one of them people. Um, I pride everybody that ran for governor 4 years ago as a Democrat. Abdul Saeed, he's still doing his thing. Sharif, he's now a state rep. Bill Cobb, very vocal. He was helping out in the presidential campaign, and he's just not as healthy as he was 4 years ago. So it is what it is. But if he was as healthy as he was, he would be out there. He probably would be preparing himself to run for governor again. Um, I'm going to say this too. He had the best agenda out of all four of the candidates, far as turning this state around. But he also had the least amount of support, and he was the only one that was black in the race. So let's do all the math. So once again, that's another example of letting us down because of the way we vote, or the many of us that do not vote. And I'm finna make personal pushes. I just got off the phone with I'm jumping around because I'm doing too much. Like I said on that one, I ain't got time to be arguing with people that don't even live in Flint. That's why I said that because I'm doing too much, and I'm explaining right now that I'm really doing too much. I'm setting up a state of Michigan against injustices as far as the Michigan Department of Corrections is concerned. I'm calling for all groups, no matter what's your issue. If you like me and want the single cell prisons open so when people catch the coronavirus, they can be put in there, stay there until they can be put back in the general population. I believe in lives over profit.
Mm.
Then it's a whole bunch of people who loved ones have been improperly sentenced or charged or whatever. They got their agendas. You got people that got agendas because people have got too much time. So it's a lot going on, but they are silencing us because we are semi individuals. Just because we have a small group, when we running up against them, we are still as a small individual. So if we can get together and we can pull all the organizations together that has anything against the Michigan Department of Justice, I think we can get some balls rolling. And we all of us that we need to meet each other anyway. We need to start planning this, and we got to be in prayer because a lot of people just and even in the fight for justice as far as our prison system go, it's still disagreements amongst those groups, and I'm not getting in the middle of that. That's the reason why I said. And then like me personally, I'm for the single cell prison. But people can't concentrate on helping me because they're concentrating on getting their loved ones out. Or somebody that's trying to get their loved ones out, they ain't trying to work with somebody that's trying to work with good times make good sense because they trying to get their loved ones out. People that's concerned with good times, good sense. They ain't concerned with helping somebody get their loved one out because they're concerned with good time makes good sense. It's just a whole bunch of that going, and we all are like me myself. I really feel sorry. I really feel like I'm barking on deaf ears, and I know people that got loved ones that's locked up. I know people who have been in these prisons and know what I'm saying need to be put in effect. But when it comes to making a stand and a showing, I'm damn near by myself. I'm damn near by myself. As many people that has been unfairly sentenced, unfairly charged in Flint, Michigan. There is no way in the world we can't get 100 people from Flint going up to Lansing this Sunday. There is no way in the world we should have 100 people from Flint. There should not be a 25 passenger bus going to Lansing this week to stand up and protest against the overcrowdedness in these women prisons, where they got people sleeping on the floors and all kinds. And I've been talking to inmates, and they're telling me that they got bunkies that then tested positive. They move them out. They don't disinfect the room. They move other people in. They put them in a room with somebody that ain't affected. All kinds of nonsense going on in these prisons. No one was sentenced to death. I ain't arguing with nobody about do the time, do the crime, all that. I ain't finna get into none of those discussions because that ain't what I'm about. And I encourage everybody that's trying to make a stand up against the injustices that is done through our prison system. Turn the light on so y'all can see. Everybody that's been doing this, the injustices against our prison system, that y'all join in with me. Um, what's today? Wednesday. Hopefully by Friday we have a date set. So Sunday, no matter how many people, because it's all out. They try to get people from all. I know Detroit got a van too, and they should have way more than they should have 200-300 people because they're bigger than us. They've been done the same way. They got loved ones locked up too. Even if the loved ones deserve to be in prison, hell, they wasn't sentenced to death. That's all I'm saying. I ain't fighting the charges and all. I'm not gonna go. I'm not letting y'all change the conversation. See, one thing that I got going for me is I have dealt with people from that Flint politic group on Facebook. And the reason why I say that is because that group specializes in deflection. That group specializes in changing the conversation. So I'm used to them. So when people like that come at me now on this prison reform or opening the single cell prisons, I'm expecting them to come at me and try to deflect me and change the conversation, and I'm not going to allow it. They're gonna keep asking me what's 1 + 1. I'm gonna be like B because I want to talk about B. What's the last letter in the alphabet? B, because I want to talk about B because that's what they do. If they don't want to talk about something, they don't talk about it. I had a lady just flat out change the whole conversation. I asked her about this how somebody had voted. And her answer came out to be that she called a councilman a crackhead and said he smoked crack with her brother. If that wasn't way out of line, if that didn't have nothing to do with the question that I asked her, if that didn't have nothing to do with the podcast, it had nothing to do at all with that councilman and her brother. But guess what? That was her way of stopping me from talking about what I was talking about. And it didn't work. Mick, you remember that day? It didn't work, did it?
You read that
So that's
question, Rich?
that's that's you know that's
Rich,
that's all I'm saying.
look at your screen, Rich.
Hopefully, hopefully when it comes to this bus that's going down, see, that's going up to I won't be going up to Lansing Sunday. Um, and it's personal, and it's not because of anything that's going on in Lansing that I don't support. It's just the fact that Sunday and Wednesdays is my work day. I
Hey,
gotta work on Mondays, on Wednesdays, and Sunday.
Rich, you read your
So
question?
I'm listening. What's the question?
It's on the screen.
I can't read. You gotta say it to me.
Chris Callum says, so what you all going to do with the vacant schools?
Well, me personally, I'm trying to help Pastor Aldrich get Jefferson School back. I have, like I said before, some ideas, and one of the ideas is that we put different nonprofits into that building. I'm also looking at Carpenter Road. I don't know the physical damage from Bryan School, but if it haven't been wore all the way out, I feel that's a good school that I feel we should reopen Bryan. If Bryan is able to be reopened, we should reopen it. If we can put $1 million and get Bryan up and running, we should spend $1 million, maybe $2 million, and get Bryan up and running again. If we can, I don't know. But far as Carpenter Road and Jefferson School, two schools that I have inquired and got knowledge on, they definitely need to put a couple of meals in those schools and get them back open Um, I just rode through Russian on Western Road today, and that neighborhood is full. I don't see no reason why that Carpenter Road school should have closed. I really don't see no. I really don't see no reason for that. I
Well,
really see too many buses in that area picking up elementary kids. That school shouldn't be closed.
well, let me read this question for you, Rich from Chris. He said, Fourth Worth, Texas made low risk county sales out of vacant schools over 30 years ago. He said you could put prisoners who doesn't have COVID in the vacant schools.
Hey man, Chris, yeah, baby, yeah, man, you can turn the schools into makeshift hospitals. Yeah, baby, yeah, I ain't, yeah. Hell, what about a homeless shelter, Chris? What about a homeless shelter? You can hell, you can fix one of the schools up, and you can put this floor with COVID and this floor with non-COVID. As far as the homeless, man, Chris, you my boy. You my boy. You right. I ain't with that. And Chris, if you start shouting anything like that, you ain't finna get no opposition from me. I'm finna stand with you. I'm finna stand with you. And matter of fact, if we can open up Brian Hill, we can put a homeless, we can put some rooms in there for the homeless, some rooms in there to aid her. Hurley's in trouble right now. Is in trouble right now.
Why they in
Um,
trouble, Rich?
man, they got a 30-yard waiting list for the emergency room. They got a they they got when our hospital received, and it's just like a grant, when they received their COVID pay, they COVID help, they stopped their helping the doctors and the nurses. I don't even think they helped the CNAs. Damn sure ain't done nothing with EVS, the cooks, the janitors, the security, you know.
Yeah, well, Chris Cattle said the reason he said that was that he said the reason I said that I was in that low risk facility in 1989.
I think it's a great idea. I I have no dispute, or any research that I will do will probably make me even feel stronger about it. So I'm with that. I'm with that 2,000%, man. And I'm just glad to be communicating with somebody that feel that way.
But
Cause it's hard when you always running your mouth as much as I run my mouth, and it seems like nobody is trying to get a grip and wake up
but you
and
but
speak
you
out and move.
but
I
Rich,
mean, I'm listening.
no, I mean, but yeah, but you said you have the people to vote with their heart. 'Cause, I mean, it shouldn't be that you got prisoners, whatever, far stacked up in this with COVID going as it is. That's crazy.
Man, where they families at? I ain't got nobody locked up in prison. Where they families at? That's all I'm saying. Wake up, families. You got love. It's too many people that got loved ones locked up for me to be out here shouting about single cell prisons and opening up schools and stuff like that. It's too many.
But don't that go back to how the people is? Because if you don't have, like right now, like we in January, we know this the time where the temperature is gonna be cold.
All that.
When you don't have warming centers, it goes back to the people.
All the way. That's the same thing we were talking about earlier about the fiends just burning down houses this time of year. This is
But
all
but it,
stuff that the
that's
community can get together and change by uniting and raising their voice. Um, I got a couple people we finna get together, and I guess we got to do it now because they decided to put this firm out there, and we know the firm is not going to zero balance our water account. So now we got to go to the next step and write a petition up and put it out there. But I'm gonna say this:
Mhm.
because I'm down with that. But I'm not. I don't have no water bill like that. I'm not. I'm not. I don't have that problem.
But
So
do you think it's fair to be paying for poison water?
hell no,
That's the question that should be asked. Why are you
man.
paying for?
Listen, I'm trying to find people that want to demand that the state pays 60% of our 60 or 70% of our water bill with no
No.
problem
What about this?
directly to our water fund.
What about the state just paying for to get the water fixed? Because as long as you keep bathing, you can't drink the water.
If 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 we make them pay 70% of our water bill, they'll speed that process up. If we would have stood listen at the beginning of the water crisis,
Yes, sir.
before Sylvester Jones stopped working for Karen Weaver, I
Right.
forgot what role he played, but before he resigned, when we had that stabber, remember we had the stabber?
Yes, sir.
I was saying I had a petition, but I was the only one circulating. I'm like, damn. And then people that I'm thinking just like when I made this run for office. The people
Right.
that I'm thinking that's gonna stand behind me didn't stand behind me. The people that I thought was gonna help me push this petition,
Yes, sir.
all of a sudden they disappeared. They man, look, I had friends that when I hosted when I created the state rep race forum when it
Right.
was 9 candidates running against Cynthia Neely,
Right.
I got flack for that. I got flack for that. I'm like, and then like me and you was it all boils down to as far as my treatment. What me and you talked about earlier today, Mick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do what's right for the people, no matter who I piss off. I'm gonna say what's right for the people, no matter who I pissed off. You can call me, anybody can call me and give me a suggestion, and we can have a conversation. But can't nobody call and demand that I do nothing. And
Mm.
that's a problem in politics. People like me ain't want it. People like me get kept off the ballot. People like me, no interviews. I mean, I know I'm rambling, but I'm making some true statements here. I was a write-in candidate for the third ward. People were telling me that my agenda looked like I was running for mayor. The two people that I was running against was campaigning that somebody had dark money, a dope dealer. Didn't even want to get on the same stage with me to where I could have brung it out to, hey man, we trying to zero balance the water fund. You know, couldn't even
Right.
bring the question up like, hey man, how you feel about zero balance? If you were elected, would you try to zero balance the water? Now you see what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, maybe they don't care about zero balance in the
Man,
water.
look, dog, I'll be talking to some of my friends that tell me, we don't like this person because this person dressed old better than her. Yeah, she's approving, but she's old. We need somebody new. You
So
know, it's just it's crazy. And then, like I keep saying, man, how many times I got cussed out just because I was running for office? Ridiculous, ridiculous.
you got
And you
cussed
got
out.
people sitting up on council bragging about getting 200 votes. The hell is 200 votes when there's 8,000 people in your ward, and you really think you won an election? And then let me tell you this:
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of the hear you out, tell you what you want to hear, and do something to make you very, 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 very mad.
That's politician for you.
Man, that's politics. We electing too many politicians. We need to start electing activists.
No, you electing too many corrupted politicians. Hey, let's be honest. It's corrupted politician because I'm still trying to figure out. Do you feel y'all needed that compliance firm to spend this money?
And you already know.
Well, what was the purpose of getting it then? Wasn't Eric against it, but now he voted for it? You gonna vote to get somebody
Man,
$1
shit.
million?
The way
You,
I look at it, hell, they
how you
could have
doing,
hired the
Brenda?
county commission to do it for them then. Hell, they spending their own money.
I know, but just flip. But to me, it seems like either the mayor or the city council don't nobody trust each other. That's why I want to talk to Dennis Pfeiffer. For him not to vote, I take that as a powerful no vote with him leaving and not voting for that. Because why would you vote to give a company $1 million? And then check this out. Just say Neely don't win his reelection. Okay, you only tied, so you won't be tied to the compliance company. So what, they're gonna go find another company, or the new mayor with the council will learn how to spend the money without the compliance company? Then on that case, why did you go? Why did you even hire one if you don't need them? Unless somebody allegedly getting paid to bring that compliance company in.
All I know is
Is it kickbacks getting out? That's what I'm asking. Is there some kickbacks going down? Art said that
something
you kept.
going on. You just gotta watch the vote. You just
Art
gotta
said,
watch the votes, and the
you,
votes don't. It just I don't know.
you remember
But
when
like I
Art
said, I
said,
talked to Jerry Winfrey Carter.
"Nah, damn
She
that talk. Don't, man, listen. Talking. If you voted for that compliance company, that was crazy. If they don't, if on that case, I look at it like this: you might as well go back to a emergency manager if the mayor and the city
that's what
council
they
can't
headed
spend it.
to anyway. We hell, they don't gotta get emergency manager. We already doing emergency manager stuff.
Mm.
We already doing emergency manager stuff. Hell, why you gotta bring somebody in to do what's already being done?
You sure, Rich? It was an 8-0 vote though to get that compliance
It
company.
was an 8-0 vote. Tanya Burns is the one who made the amendment. I think it went from 4 or 3 or whatever to 2, and then Tanya made an amendment to change it to 1, and it got an 8-0 vote.
Why would she even put that vote up there for that anyway?
That's what she did. Maybe we maybe we need to get her on the show and ask her.
Yeah, I do, because to me, I don't see how she can even be. How can they even vote when Neely got a lot of them people from the state working in his administration that was
All of
part of
that,
the.
the whole nine.
But I remember Tanya at
Man,
one
listen.
time.
Did
Oh,
you
go
did
ahead.
you notice how many hats that Terry woman wore when she came up in front of city council? Every entity that she wanted to have those houses, she was cheer of.
That's why you got to
She
bring.
went and had a land bank. She all the hats. Of course, you want to keep giving the houses to yourself.
That's why we need to get a council person that's willing to come on here. We need to get Dennis Pfeiffer on.
Then the cipher coming. He coming.
Well, maybe
And he coming and he coming.
he'll give us some truth then, because I
He
don't.
coming and he ain't acting like he don't know what's happening and
Yeah,
oh he ain't coming. He coming.
that's what you need then, because it seems like these.
He coming and I just feel so good because that's gonna be the first Saturday that I ain't in that church. That's gonna be the first Saturday that I'm not a host.
Well, Brenda Boyd just said Shelton got everyone quitting. No one works down there. So I guess that's what her reason is saying all they wearing them different hats. My thing is, what is the city
No, no,
council?
no, but Brenda Boyd, I'm talking about Dale Cherry. I'm talking about the lady that's What is she? A county commission? She's something, and she the head of land bank. She the she got too many hats to be talking about what the city should do with houses because she's involved with everybody that she wants the houses to belong to. So that's what I'm saying with on that one. So that's why I'm saying that with her. Man, Dennis Pfeiffer, that's my boy. My man was like, give me all 600, man. We can figure this out. Hell, we can fight. He was like, we can fight land bank for them grants that they misuse.
Oh wow. Eric, none of the other council people been speaking on that.
Eric brung out the point that he made it clear that the what I'm not I'm make sure I got her name right, so I'm just gonna say Terry, Miss Terry. He made sure that the public knew how many hats that Miss Terry wore. I'll give that much to Eric.
Is that a conflict of interest?
Apparently not, because Liddell Lewis is the one brought her up there like she gonna just make sure that all 600 of the houses go to the county with no problem.
And what Brenda Boyd said, did you see today all the same groups got their grant?
Got they what?
She said all the same groups got their grant money.
I figured that anyway. I ain't even look into that because I've been victimized when it comes to grants. I've been sitting down, talking to people about doing stuff, and I find out they kick me out their buildings, and I look up they running the same programs that we sat down and talked about. So I understand what she's talking about with those grants. There's a lot of favoritism. My advice to anybody that's trying to get in business or based off of grants
Right.
is set your business up to where it can be successful with or without grants. Because if you depend on them grants, and some of those grants, have you ever noticed that some people be louder than me, and then all of a sudden they become a part of a nonprofit and you don't hear from them no more?
Yeah.
So people have to be careful what they ask for.
I mean, yeah,
So
when you true.
we just gotta be a little bit more smarter, and we all everybody that's got is a good person because there's a lot of us. Reach out to somebody that's a little bit uninformed, a little bit out of touch, a little, you know what I'm saying, and enlighten them. Show them some stuff. You know,
But this the thing,
I
if
remember I went to a funeral
hold
and
on,
it
Rich,
was a
hold on, Rich, before you go to that. But if the mayor ain't he's the CEO of the city of Flint,
yeah,
don't he supposed to be bringing businesses, bringing jobs, trying to help the people to get jobs?
that too. Yeah, man, to be honest, I feel that the county commissioners need to be trying to create jobs too. I'm not just gonna lay that, and I feel that the city council they need to be thinking about trying to bring jobs in here too.
And I agree with that. But when they gave that 50-year tax break away, was that the mayor and the council that went for that?
Sheldon Neely wasn't even in office then.
No, that community first group, they just gave that when they just signed, this council signed for that 50-year tax break.
Another one?
Nah, this wasn't, he was the mayor doing this one.
No, he wasn't. That was during the Karen Weaver administration.
That they just approved when this council voted for it this year?
You talking about that hotel downstairs with
Yeah.
the outside thing?
Yeah.
Man, that thing was up before Sheldon Neely got in office, man. They ain't had nothing to do with Neely.
But then they get approved during his watch,
He
though?
got a 9-zip approval
Oh, okay.
from the old city council. This council didn't have nothing to do with that.
What city council was that to vote? Because it was voted in
That was the
2021.
last city council.
Okay, so it was in 2021,
The
right?
only ones that's on
No,
council now
no. Did
that
you hear?
voted for that were Eric May.
No. Hear me out. Hear me out. Was it in 2021 when that got approved?
I can't remember the exact year.
Yes, you do, Rich, because you called me with it. Yeah, they devoted for it. It was during the summer, wasn't it? Community first. See, it's Rich, he still got credit for it, though, Rich. That's what I was trying to tell you. It happened while he was
Yeah. But
there.
all that board and all that stuff was in the making with the last, with the last one, last mayor administration and
But
everything.
but that man, but the new mayor didn't have to push that on the Wilson line. That could have still been held up and
Maybe he could have revoked it or something. Maybe I don't
right.
know.
Yeah, that's all. He could have vetoed it.
He could at least spoke up against it.
Yeah,
But you got to remember
you can't always be so quick, Rich.
that got a 9-zip vote too.
But you got to understand that didn't get approved when Weaver was up in there. I don't care what she might have set up. When did it get approved? When you the new mayor and these things fall up under you, Rich, let them fall up under them people. Don't try to
You
scapegoat
may
it.
be you may be correct.
You can't
You
scapegoat
may
that.
we got to do some research and deep looking at that. But I know that was in full effect during the Karen Weaver administration.
I know it got pushed through the Neely administration. It happened in 2021 when that got signed. Because on that
So
case,
they've been up and running for a minute without even having a resolution letting them know what their tax situation was, huh?
I guess that's how it fell.
Man,
That's how it
man, you
fell.
just set them off. And see, I'm learning something. That's what I'm talking about.
How is that you learning, brother? You called me. You was
Cause
down at the council.
well, I'm you refreshing me because you
Right.
got to remember, Mick, you talking to somebody that do too much. I do too much. I'm not gonna lie. I do too much.
Oh, I ain't doubting that. Anybody can make a mistake, brother. Brenda Boyd said he is correct. You're right, Rich, but Sheldon got credit for it.
Okay.
I ain't debating this. I'm just saying when it
Well, if I was man, I ain't man, Mick. Look, just like I said before,
it's
spending money.
right.
I talked to some people. They said, "No, you do need oversight." Then I got to think like, "Well, them dudes, yeah, they do." With the city council with no confidence and the mayor with no confidence, yeah, they do need oversight.
Now ain't that sad? Can't neither one of the mayor, can't the council or the mayor don't they need somebody? You got Detroit, you got Benton Harbor, everybody, even the
Man,
county.
you got way man. I can go for days of people that didn't hire a firm.
This would make you think. Do you think the past mayor, the administration would have needed a count? They would have got an accounting firm.
That's a great question.
Do you think the Weaver administration would have? I ain't gonna say that now that council wouldn't have probably been. K. Fields would have been digging with her now. But do you honestly
Man, I
think?
think if Weaver was in office and that council didn't change, man, it would just be a whole bunch of fortified, not letting nothing go nowhere.
Well,
And every time Weaver will try to veto something, she would never get the 6 vote. They would be at. They'll probably be on their way back to emergency management because it would constantly be nobody getting nothing.
Brenda Boyd said, "Why don't you talk to Papa to do a vote of confidence on Sheldon?
Want I talk to who?
Papa to do a vote of confidence on
No, you
Sheldon."
can do that. You can do that. Anybody else can. I'm not doing it. He can do it on his own. Papa smart.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't. I don't think people even really. They know they ain't got time to even be pushing them. To even try to push a recall in when you got
And
over at the county.
you putting recall language in front of somebody that refused to admit what's clear and factual, it's over with.
No, the game is they got this game locked up. Cause I was seeing y'all. I even watched Art when Dennis Pfeiffer was trying to. She said, "Oh wow, it's like that, Rich." That's what Brenda Boyd just said. I
I
mean,
mean, man, Brenda, I'm not gonna talk down at this or anything that they move on, but like I said, I'm doing too much, and they can do it. They can do something. They can. That's their cup of tea.
to me, that's really a waste of money, man. When you knowing over at the county they're not gonna push it through for a recall, but they was pushing it through for Weaver though. They're not pushing them recalls
Man,
through.
listen, Monica Galloway got recalled because she wasn't present for a vote. Was you present for the vote, Miss Galloway? No, you have been recalled. Sheldon Neely, did you give the town hall the state of the city address by such and such date? No, you didn't. You have been recalled.
I
They
didn't.
let him come up in there with a lawyer explaining why he didn't do what he was supposed to do. Well, who does that? It's either you, it's clear and factual what they stated, or it's not. The
I didn't.
same recall language I used to successfully recall Santino Guerrero, I put in there, and all of a sudden, it ain't successful.
Because
It was a Zoom conversation where everybody could talk except the guy
no, I
that
seen
put in the
that.
petition to get him recalled.
No, I watched that. Not Becky Brown. I do agree that the mayor doesn't. He hasn't showed transparency. Becky Brown says the mayor is a liar. I mean, yeah, you got to call a liar a lie. No, he hasn't been telling the truth. I thought he was gonna be. He was gonna be the most transparent. See, that's what I'm saying. Tanya Burtham was all in this group with him. Now all of a sudden, she liked it. The people that he had in his administration, Rich Beard and them. She thought he had a wonderful
Hold
mind.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let's backtrack a little bit. You
Mm,
said Rich Bear is
yeah.
in the Neely administration?
I thought when he downtown, I thought he was down. I might be wrong. Let me don't get that right. I remember she was saying he had a brilliant mind.
Man, I remember that name though during the million. I remember the whole lot during the Karen Weaver administration. I remember that name a whole lot.
Yeah.
Hell, I thought he was a Democrat the way he was running around the city of Flint with people.
Listen, they said Neely got allegedly he got so many people that's part of Lansing and emergency that created this emergency manager stuff down there with him. So
That's
I'm
why I
like,
said we ain't no use of bringing them in. They already there.
I mean, he won. You know, he won. Listen, he's a politician, brother. So he gonna do what politicians do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some would say opportunist. I ain't mad at a person trying to get
Man,
their
once
money.
again, and I hate to say this, but I hope the people that get offended from what I'm about to say
Oh, well, say it then.
take it to heart and change the way they move. He shouldn't even won that mayor. He shouldn't even have won the mayor. If I would have been Karen Weaver, I would have whooped his butt. He would not have won.
Nah, but you can't really say that when you looked at how
Man,
he
no,
won.
I can. When you
How?
hold an illegal press conference up in John Gleason's office and get away with it, when you let people lie on you for 4 years and get away with it, yes, I can. You're not finna lie on me for no 4 years. I'm finna check you, check you, check you, check you.
Well, he had
You're
to.
not finna hold no illegal press conference and call me a cheat, and I'm gonna let you get away with that. You're not finna do it.
How was that illegal if he didn't get in trouble
Man,
for it?
because the lady held up. Number one, it was in Gleason's office. Number two, the lady held up an absentee application. No one can touch an absentee ballot but the city of Flint election and the individual that's doing it. If if my mama signed an absentee application ballot,
Right.
I can't even put it in the mailbox without writing on that paper somewhere that I assisted her.
What Becky Brown just said, John Gleason and Mrs. Funk in Flint Township. So how is Flint Township running what's going on in Flint then?
Hell, look like Genesee, look like the county commissioners is running our part of Flint. Are leaving Flint out.
Well, sound like a tragedy, brother.
Man, it's a super tragedy. It's a super tragedy. And I look at people that's hurting because of bad decisions made at the polls. I'm looking at people that's hurting because of the way or the lack of support that rightful candidates that should have been up there, people that stood up. Man, I'll never forget a couple of years ago somebody told me this. Just because you went hard for me don't mean I'm going hard for you.
That's cold blooded right there, brother. They
Oh, and then they start crying when Cynthia Newley get elected.
said, who told you that, Rich? Now you know if you gonna
I ain't
say that,
gonna even say.
well, you shouldn't bring it up, then, Rich. That
But
that
I
that
bring it up, and
don't
that's
bring
what
that
I
up.
did.
You ain't no, you ain't
But that's
standing
spilled
on.
milk. That's
No,
spilled milk. I'm
no,
just
that
explaining. And
yeah, I
then
get.
and then people know what circle that I'm talking about when I say that.
Oh, okay. I'd
People know
rather you.
what circle that I hang with.
I'd rather you just tell and put it
When
out
I
there.
say that I don't get support by my friends, people know who my friends are that don't support me. I don't gotta say their name. Anybody dealing Flint that really watch what I'm doing in food, they already know what friends let me down.
Mm.
What friends didn't support me when I was running for office.
What
What
Becky?
friends didn't support Sister Muhammad the way she should have been supported.
What Becky
I ain't
Brown?
gotta say no name.
Hold on, Rich. What Becky Brown said, read the newspaper article about Mrs. Funk, supported by John Gleason.
And she did something terrible, didn't she, Becky?
Well, you
Because
already.
I got something in my messenger today where they were telling me to go down to the county commissioners meeting and protest and demand that John Gleason resign. But me and you did a live this morning, and I was at home. I ain't go down there.
Yeah, I
It,
was. You know what? I was trying to look at it when you was going live, but look, man, I don't pay no attention to it because I look at that January 6th. They ain't locked nobody up. You got Congress people that was in on that. To me, it's just that black people, you do wrong, your ass getting locked up.
you out of there.
White people get a slap on the wrist. You know what I'm saying? And then the blacks that they do let get away, they only let them get away temporarily until they can't use them no more. As soon as they can't
Yup,
use them no more, they let everything they did up under the sun come out, and we'll play them. We'll play them. What's the word? Castrate them. You know what I'm saying? And make them be a pariah to the in their community where they don't want to do nothing with you again in life. You know what I'm saying? That's how they play you. But long as you was doing they bid and they dirty deeds, you gonna be good until they don't need you no more. That's when they throw you to the wayside and play you.
yup,
They will straight up play you. Hey, you looking out here like you ain't like you did wrong.
yup. It's a shame, man. Man,
No
and
doubt,
dog,
baby.
you listen, you listen, you looking at a person, you listening to a person that love the city of Flint. You're looking at a person that was coaching 18-year-old kids in basketball at the age of 19.
So what did you feel? So what you saying basically? Do you feel like the council people that's on there, do they love Flint, or is they in it for a paycheck, or is they in it to
Man, I
a
see
career
hidden
stepping
agendas. I'm
stone?
just gonna keep it real with you. I see hidden agendas all over the board.
1 through 9 or 1 through 8?
That's a good one.
Because so far the only one I
I can
can.
see I can see straight up hidden agendas through the dark money candidate. Straight up.
So who
And
are the dark money?
that's either Murphy, Lewis, and whatever that lady in the Seventh Ward whose last name I can't is. I see
Allie,
that as clear as day.
Allie Hokenroder.
Yeah, I see that clear as day. Um, far as Jerry Winfrey Carter, I can't get a good read on her as far as agendas is concerned. I know that she have different people in her ear. I think uh Tanya Burns supporters may have an agenda. I'm not saying Tanya personally have one. Eric May's supporters may have agendas. I'm not. I know hell. I'm an Eric May supporter. I got an agenda. Shit, I want the water bill zero balance, and I want all them houses to stay in the city of Flint name. All of them, all 2,000.
Okay, well then let's go like this. Before we close this out, we're gonna run it down. So we're gonna start with the first ward. So you saying you think Eric people, because you one of them, got you say you do have an agenda, but your agenda is for the people. You want to zero balance the water.
Yeah,
That's not a bad agenda when it's helping the city.
but listen. Just because somebody agenda may not help the city, I ain't saying that they blatantly they just don't make good decisions. They just ain't on the right side. They just got the wrong people to pay back.
Mm.
I ain't saying they're not good people. I ain't saying hell. I know Quincy Lowe, the damn third ward, the Dewey area, and many houses he done put wood and nails up on,
Right, I agree
and
with
many
that.
lawnmowers he done tore up.
I agree with that. Quincy, but you gotta understand, Quincy been running for that council seat for a long time.
I'm not just talking about running. I'm just talking about everyday life.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, but I'm agreeing with you saying. I'm just saying but you skipped the second ward first before we get to the third.
Okay, let's go to the first.
We did the
Okay,
first.
next second ward. I just see agenda completion. I just feel like whatever Sheldon Lilly throw up to the city council that they're gonna get their vote for the second ward. I feel that if they have 5 votes
Mm-hmm.
and it ain't but 6 people at city council meeting, and the second ward is the sixth vote to veto something that Neely put up there, that's not gonna get vetoed. That's how I feel.
Mm. Well, so you don't think she gonna try to bring no businesses, nothing to the second ward, no way to try to help improve the second ward?
I ain't saying that. I ain't saying that.
No,
But
I'm
they're all gonna
asking.
be nearly associated.
Well, okay, let me see. Let me go back up here. Somebody just said, let me check this out. Cause okay, somebody says correct. Well, Sheldon got correct. Okay. This was Brenda Boyd, but this is okay. Well, Brenda Boyd said, but see, this guy's only helping his family and friends. Okay, so basically, it, Neely, she said, Neely, baby, helping his family and friends. I mean, but if so, I'm asking, do you think Liddell Lewis and Quincy Murphy will be trying to fight to bring businesses to the third ward, the second and third ward? That's what I'm asking. Are they really gonna try to help the people? I understand, like you said, Quincy was over in the neighborhood that he was at trying to fix up them, the houses and far as cutting grass. Now I ain't gonna say that in his area he did make sure them grasses was cut. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, will he just be 100% everything the Neely try to push up this way? Is
No,
oh
no,
that's what
well hell, we had to wait and see. So far it looked that way.
okay.
It
Well
been
not
that well, let me step back a little bit. So
okay.
far it has been that way.
Okay. But it can
I
change.
can't I can't say what the future gonna be for
Uh,
him. But far as Liddell Lewis, I think she's gonna ride that Neely train till the train start running.
okay, Chris Caleb said maybe Quincy, but not sure about Liddell. So what you think about what about Judy Priestley now in the fourth ward? Because she against
The
your
super
zero balance.
wild card.
Yeah, she against your zero balance. That water, she against.
Is he a super wild card?
No, she got the right how she feel. You got something because you understand she a Republican, so they believe in people should pay their bills because she feels she paying hers. Now I get it, but she feel people they should pay their bill. What I don't get is how can she sit up there and you still paying for poison water? That's what I don't understand with her. I'm with her as far as she's saying she won't know people pay their bills. Well, since the people gonna pay their bills, make sure the water get fixed. Why she's not one of the fighters to get the water? Because, like you said, the water ain't been clean for what 7, 8 years. Where's
I'm
that?
sorry about
What?
that, man. I was reading. I'm sorry about that, man.
Ain't no
Say that
problem.
one more time. I was reading something about my boy Tony Palladino. Y'all know he just passed. So
Yeah, get
one more
condolences to
time, Nick.
Tony.
I really apologize.
Ain't no problem. The point I was making was I get her that she want people to pay their water bill, but why is she not fighting for to have Flint water fixed?
That's a great
Because
question. That's not a good question. That's a great question.
how long the water been messed up? I get it. If you want people to pay for water, that's what she wants. She want them water bills paid. Why not get people clean water? Why is you still paying with the highest water rates? Why is they still paying for dirty water? Like if you
Hey,
want
check
them,
this out. Do you really think that without a petition, we're going to get our water account zero balance?
I don't think you got the votes to get the water the zero balance. You got Judy Priestley, you got as Allie Holcomb wrote her wouldn't for it
It all depends. Now, wait a minute. Now, hold on. Now, it is election time. It is election time.
for the
It will
mayor.
look mighty good
For the
if
mayor,
Sheldon Neely go ahead and do this. It will look mighty good. But the only bad part about it is I done brung it up for over a year now, and the people been hacking me.
well, if you can get it, if you can get them, because it's okay. Let me see with Chris. It's as long as the water is still poison, people should not have to pay for water. At
Should
least,
not have to pay.
yeah, at least
And
50% discount.
Chris, please answer this. Whoever is watching, please give me a Y for yes and an N for no. If I put a petition out, because I'm already working on a petition to get our water bill zero balance.
Mm-hmm.
If I get another petition ready that's demanding that the state pay 60 or 70% of my water bill, are y'all down with it? Give me a Y or N.
This what Becky Brown just said. Let me read her question to you. She said, many of our council members believe in punishing the community for correction. I'd agree with that.
Man, that's sad too, ain't it, Becky?
Yeah, Chris Crowder put a Y down there for you.
That's my baby. Becky, where my Y at, Becky?
I agree with that. They is punishing, but when you look at it, but see, this goes back to the same people you'll cut your nose off to spite your face. Because the second and third, and first, second, third, and fourth and fifth should understand you are paying for poison water. Even but this goes back to when you heard when they say, and it goes back to racism. It just is what it is. You'll have a poor white person, long as they feel they better than what the poor black person, they don't care. They're not caring about that water being fixed. They getting poisoned too, but they think it's just our community that's hurting from it. Not realizing when one community hurt, both communities hurt. Because if you poor, you drinking from the same water faucet we drinking from. You washing up with the same water faucet. So why you just thinking it's affecting us, it's affecting them too. That's the craziness about it. That you see nobody sitting up there, council people I'm referring to. Ain't none of them understand, okay, we can come with if we want the people to pay the water, why not let's make sure the water is clean. Let's get this infrastructure fixed. Is that high? What would it cost? $50
Man, listen.
million? $50 million?
If we if we get that petition out and we get enough signatures on that petition to where the state start paying our water bills, they gonna fix this whole city up quick, like they should have been done. It's
It,
a such thing as a rainy day fund that they should have used to fix the city of Flint, and that's another
but
poor
Rich,
representation
if the
from our elected officials
yeah, it
because
would.
no one has ever brought that up.
Yeah, Rich, it would be if you had Flint was 75% white, oh, they'd fix it up. This water
It'd
would
have
be
been
together.
fixed.
Yeah, the reason this water not being fit, but that goes back to your mayor and that goes back to your city council, goes to your state rep. When they can see that the water not clean, but you still going to work to get a paycheck.
So we
That's what
gotta
got
go
me.
look at all elected officials for the last
Yeah,
8 years.
Yeah, all of them. But really, with this one, because he got in, he said it's going to be the most transparent. His thing should have been get the water. I want
And
y'all to
he
pay
should
for
have
this
had the
water.
easiest job because
She laid the
he comes
groundwork.
from Lansing with them.
Nah, that mean that mean he's a company man. He came from Lansing. Just think about it.
He
Just
was
think
having
about
lunch with the wrong people, huh?
it. Just man, listen. It's about the money, Rich. You know what I'm saying? It's about the money. Because if he was really, but I still say his hands probably tied. They probably telling him what he can and can't do. That little money he probably giving out. Because remember, anybody that can give you, let you get this money, you ain't controlling no money.
No.
Oh, Becky Brown said the eighth ward is about to turn because council should have supported his decision about the weed vote. Well, Becky, that's why we're gonna get the eighth ward council person on. I want to sit down and which way he gonna turn, Becky? He gonna turn toward Neely or he gonna turn on his own? Like which way he gonna leave from
Well,
Ed?
where you gonna turn to? Join us. Join the proposal people. Hell,
Oh,
we finna get petitions out.
Chris Callum, he hired who? What guy? What person he hired from Lansing 2 months ago? Said he hired that guy 2 months ago from Lansing. Mickey, who were mayor
Oh, for the
again?
$160,000, the one that's pushing this through Supreme Court. Yeah, he hired a CFO uh for $160,000, and the first thing he said was hire this company for $3.9 million to do my job because that's his job, really.
He said yes. Well, then that means you need to get rid of him. Then why you hire him if you got
Man,
a?
he got a unanimous vote to be on.
Oh, it was 9-0.
Yeah, that was a 9-0.
Well, I mean, he was a seat they needed one, so they probably thought he was gonna come do the job.
Man, that dude, man, they called him out once again. He making more money for doing less work than he did in his previous job. He's associated with the lady that just quit being CFO. He comes from Lansing.
Why did the lady just quit? Why did she quit from being the CFO?
Man, you know what, man? I might have had something to do with that.
Well, to break it down to me, Rich, go deeper.
Because one day she was in the Flint Beat saying that the water accounts could be zero balance. All they had to do would be um creative with the pen. And the next week she was resigned. So maybe I didn't have nothing to do with it. It just happened to be good time.
Maybe it was good timing. Or is it that they looking at Neely administration that because he got a hell of
Like,
a
man,
turnover?
what you did? You said what? You put what out there? They pulled that article, but I screenshot it and I got it. I still do it.
Well,
I get mad and I still put posts out there of it.
let me read this comment for you. Becky Brown said at this time, many of our elected officials are floating on cloud nine until the float loses its lift.
And man, that lift is getting mighty heavy too. It ain't getting it. It's gonna be like this the rest of the citizens of Flint, spitting mud.
That's why I want to sit down. That's why I can't wait till we sit down. I'm gonna get some stuff down for dinner
And it's
fight.
gonna even be better because we got to do this Saturday and then next Saturday. Man, I'm liable to be out. I'm liable to. We got a big event on the 22nd in Detroit for far as
No, this is my thing, Rich. I'm gonna ask them. I'm putting these one of the questions: why the water not infrastructure not to get why the water not infrastructure not together. I don't mind with them telling you to pay your water bill, but why would you go pay food for at a restaurant that was nasty?
I want some fighters for. I want people in my mayor's office fighting Lansing to get us to do right. I want people. I want council people that's trying to get in with these attorneys that put this $600 million settlement in our face.
Rich,
I
you was
want
hitting up.
councilmen to get up in their face and say, "Oh, this is what my people want." I really want better representation.
Rich,
I'm tired of having to just deal with it is what it is, or it's the bad news. I call them the bad news count. And what I mean by that, let's go all the way back to when before they closed our water pods down. Man, look, dog, they finna close our water pods down. Do y'all have a plan B? Why don't y'all get a plan B? They just cry when it happens.
but
Well,
how
they
can you?
last they're not gonna pay for the water pods no more.
But how you not gonna pay for it? But you still got to take this poison water. And Chris, I didn't know that. It said Mickey, you was right. He's a company man also, and he got a $60,000 raise or $50,000 raise. How can you? This my thing. How? Why is I'm saying the CFO quit because they were doing some shady? Okay, and nah, Chris, you right, Chris. I know there's some shady stuff going down why that CFO quit, but that's the thing with Neely. I'm praying he not that silly where he. I don't know, man. I think blacks when they get in a position, man, and when they've been gave, because going back to what you say, Neely was put in this position because he couldn't get it through the black vote. He got it through, what was it? Didn't Republicans help vote in that?
Man, the polls that he won are heavily Republican. Remember, he didn't win one. He only won in 4 polls.
But,
That was another ugly voter turnout.
but don't you think he got pressure on him? That what if he don't win his reelection? But this gonna show you his incompetence.
Man, to
He
be
got
honest,
hold up, Rich. He got so much
I
riding on.
think the best thing for him after a couple of weeks would be for him to lose this next election. I
Man,
think a whole lot of pressure will come off of Sheldon Neal. I think he's under a lot of pressure, and I'm praying for him because at the end of the day, he is a man, and
no,
he is a citizen of the city, resident in the city of Flint. So I can't wish no bad on nobody physically like that. And I feel the man is right now under stress. He's very stressed out.
did he
When
put
every time I see him, whether
did
it's
he
on a
put
picture
this?
or is it in person,
But did
he
he put?
looks stressed out.
But did he bring the stress on himself? Be
Maybe he
careful.
did, maybe he didn't.
How you can't? You wanted to be the mayor, didn't you? He knew what comes with this when you wanted to be the mayor. Everything that's being did. It's okay. Becky Brown said he needed to lose, but he had a choice. Listen, he got in there and he knew what he was getting up for. When he wanted to be a mayor, that's like when you run for something. You know you're gonna be heavily scrutinized. Either you're gonna do right for the people or you're not. I'm not
No,
gonna
you're
be
not.
I'm not gonna be mad with you helping your people, but you also supposed to help everybody. You don't just supposed to just help your people. You supposed to help anybody that's
But the thing of it is, what you do, you help your people help people. You don't just take care of your people and it's all about their little thing. No, you put your people ahead of big things.
I just think when he got in, he didn't pick his right fights. He didn't try to help with the school with him being the mayor. He didn't try to even looking at trying to help with the Flint schools. Well, if he did do it, all this behind the scenes stuff, I'm about sick of that. That's why we get in these trouble when our people always want to go behind the doors. No, do have them conversations in front of the people and let the people see what you're doing. When they
I
be
would.
no, I'm just saying when they be want to have all these meetings, because just to me, how he handled that going ward by ward was a great debacle, and didn't nobody want to say nothing was wrong with that. People got to send you a letter. Who the hell is you? Well, I got to write you a note if you want to answer the question. That
Man, I went to them.
that was.
I went to
But
them,
I'm just saying.
and ain't none one of them was the same one. All of them was different.
But I'm saying, but that was a great debacle. He didn't even handle that right. But you had people running around here. Yeah, okay, he has been chosen ever since he was on city council. I believe that, Chris. I believe that totally. He said he been chosen. Yeah, because he showed he a company man. But we got a lot of company men around this thing. To be honest with you, ain't nothing but company, man. People is in there because we got caught up in. I got to live. I want the big house. You know what I'm saying? It's so bad that like we got people just being honest, and I'm not mad at them who don't even want to live in Flint, but they say they love Flint, but you live outside of Flint.
Huh.
I'm dead serious. You got people
I mean,
that they
I
say
already know that. Why you think I put out there that if you ain't from Flint, don't don't come and challenge me.
and and
If
I
you're not a Flint resident, don't challenge anything I say. Just be quiet.
and listen, and I totally agree with you with that. I agree with that because listen, don't get me wrong. I feel like they should have the safety better. For if you know what I'm saying, the safety should be better. But who want to live in Flint when if it, man? Listen, I be looking at my for my camera thing, man. When I be getting alerts with all the shootouts we have. That's crazy, man. With the safety, first of all, you're killing. You still ain't got clean water, but you're around here killing. How? Just look at Flint. Flint look like Flint is bad.
Listen, when when it was determined that our aggressiveness in our lead affected residents,
Right?
I mean, if you really look at all of these kids that run around here dying and killing each other, it takes 7 years off their life. Take 7 years off and look how old they were. They were kids drinking this water. It should right now. It should be a special gun no carry law in the city of Flint. No ownership law in the city of Flint. Just based off of as many people that got these mental problems that run around here in these streets. That should have been claimed 7 years ago before this. I mean, think about it. You got kids who want to come in Ainsworth, Bendo.
Hmm.
You man, look, you got all these Flint kids. They ain't never had problems like this before. Hell, Beecher and Hamity, it was a shooting at their game last night.
Wow.
But guess what Beecher got? Flint students. Guess what Hamley got? Flint students. Guess what Common Ainsworth got? Flint students. Guess what Bendel got? Flint students.
Well, Becky Brown said these outsiders cannot control their community, so they try to control Flint. I get it.
Man,
But,
their communities don't even have these. Listen, I go
but
and I
actually,
talk to men.
but,
I
but, but,
talk to young men. I say,
but hold up, Rich. Let me answer this for you. Let me answer this question for me. Can you be mad at the people who done left Flint? Even though I feel like they some clowns. No, hold up. Let me rephrase that. I'm not talking about the ones who moved out of state. I'm talking about fires them moving out of Flint to say Grand Blanc, Burden, Davidson, Flushing. Can you really be mad at them for number one? Because you listen, when we was
I'm
kids,
not mad at them, but they need to shut up.
okay, I agree with that. Because I ain't gonna say they clowns. Because listen, I wouldn't want to raise my kids, man, in Flint. When you got your kids came, when we was kids, we could sit outside. I ain't saying it wasn't things that was going on, but right now, when you got shooting in broad daylight and kids out there, man, this is like a movie.
It's bad.
Yeah,
You you got like I said in Flint, you got people that sit in their cars at establishments for hours at a time without getting out. You can't do that in Grand Blanc.
mm-hmm.
Can't do that in Flint Township. Can't do that in Davidson. You can only in Genesee County. The only place you can do that at is Flint.
And Becky Brown, I'm with you with that. She said if they left Flint for a better life, then focus on their government. They should focus on government. But
Them people probably don't even have nothing to do with what's going on.
nah, man, because you has, man, listen, let me tell you something. This is where you know they're crazy because in Grand Blanc, how many liquor stores do they have on their corners? In their
That's
neighborhoods.
a
Let me
good question
rephrase
because I
that.
don't even get it. But they got liquor stores.
No,
They sell liquor everywhere.
do they have liquor stores in them neighborhoods in Grand Blanc like they got in Flint?
They don't got the hanging at the liquor stores like
No.
they have in Flint.
Oh,
But they may not have as many. I don't know. Cause I don't go in. I don't. Hell, we once you got to City Hall, you couldn't travel down Saginaw Street no more. That's how I was raised.
Right, and
I
now
was
you
raised to stay away from that part of town.
right, and now now we got people running to get next to them. But that's the bad thing. Our people is so confused that we'll tear up our neighborhoods when we was born and raised at to go out there and keep their neighborhoods good. But you know why? Because they not gonna let you come out there and destroy their neighborhoods like that. Not blacks.
You like I said, you can't go out there and sit in your car for hours and not get out.
No, Chris.
Hell, they even got clubs out there that you got 30 seconds to park and get out your car. Our
Oh,
clubs ain't like that. Hang outside till the person you waiting for come out.
let me read these two comments questions for you. Chris said people from Flint always visit Flint and family still in Flint. That's why some people are still concerned about. I'm not mad about Chris. People have really
Me
concern.
neither.
Let me read the
Me
second
neither.
one.
But Chris, I'm talking about the misleaders.
Hold up. Let me read this Becky Brown. She said, what about the racist board member in Grand Blanc School District? Becky Brown, I blame our people for even sending our kids to schools when we know them teachers do not like our kids. I put that on us. I feel like that is some of the craziest stuff in the world. But that's still like sending our kids to U of M, Michigan State, Harvard, sending them to Oklahoma, Alabama. If they couldn't dribble a basketball, carry a football, when athletic, a lot of our kids wouldn't be going there. You know what I'm saying? It was money why they let us come in anyway. Integration was about a money thing. Until blacks realized that, it wasn't about they cared about us. They was more about let's get that money. Blacks in America would be the ninth richest country in the world. We have $1 trillion spending power. Look at how all that money be going to Gucci and all these other places. And Gucci not doing nothing for you. Prada, them people don't even want you around them. To be honest, they look at you as nothing. But yet,
Yep.
we get money, what we go do.
Yep. It's sad, man. You know what I found out, Nick? That if it wasn't for the city of Flint, we wouldn't even have no charter school.
Yeah.
Man, them things got 80 to 90% of their students are from the city of Flint.
Yeah, because it's the money. Go look at how much money they got. That's what the whole thing is, Rich. It's about the money. They don't care. They have your kids out there. Believe me, if it wasn't about these sports programs, Grand Blanc, Davidson, Carmen, I wouldn't even be giving a damn about them black students. This ain't about, you know what I'm saying? This is they think it's sports. It's sport and play. And that's why we caught up the
Hell,
way we caught up.
when the Flint public schools were bumping and jumping, they ain't care about us after the fourth Tuesday. That been a rule.
Yeah. But that
That we've been 4 week love all our life. I'll never forget. I was like, damn, they ain't kick you out of school for that. They let
but
you get away with murder up until that fourth Tuesday. Then they ain't giving you a break.
because they needed to count. It's about the
They
money.
needed that count.
It's about the count. It was about the count. They never really cared about you. Why you think
Never.
why you think they can take all these things out of the Flint schools? When I went to Northern, I had Tool and Die with Mr. Atwaters.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Remember Ewing, it had auto mechanic up in there. It was a reason they stopped that. It was really to dumb your ass down because they was gonna make you deplorable, make you unhireable. That's just like right now. Don't get me wrong. They give you the weed, break you.
Man, I remember when they took us off the street from playing and put us in front of the street playing Atari. In front
Right.
of the TV playing Atari.
Right.
We was outside, kids. Everybody was outside. Then all of a sudden they come out with Atari and nowadays it's crazy. You got grown men to sit in front of that TV and play PlayStation all day.
But it was by design.
It
It's
was by design.
yeah, everything was
And
by
we
design.
fell for it.
Yeah, that's just like when they took the fathers out the house. Man, everything has been. They still trying to find ways to destroy the black man and woman until to this day. Because you are what you really we was only here for entertainment. Until blacks
Yep.
realize that, then they started letting you get. Because remember, these are the same people you would get killed for reading. They didn't want you to read, but see, we tend to forget that. You notice that? You see how the water thing, oh, okay, like with the governor. Oh, don't worry about it. Y'all got poison. You see how she is? You know why she like that? You know why? Because it's been in their system since we've been brought here. That's why they can
Yep.
look at kids in Flint being poisoned and don't care. Cause you was never a priority. You were like cattle to them. You was like a toy. We don't want. We
Yep.
don't
You
want. We
so
don't.
right.
Yeah, you to young and you a toy. They don't care about you. They think is they mad that we study action. We need help. How long we gonna keep asking for help from them? Don't you know they tired? That's like right now. They playing these games. The voting. The black for blacks to vote. The Democrats got the House and the Senate, right? Oh, but you forgetting about
And
them
can't
Dixie.
even get
But hold up.
the voter rights bill passed.
Yeah, but you forgetting about them Dixiecrats, them Southern Democrats. You think they really want you to vote? They like, I'm sick of these niggas.
Man,
That's what it is.
you got Democrats. I forgot where they come from. But you got Democrats that don't want us to have voting rights. They want to keep going through this. That's exactly let them vote.
Hey, Rich, pull your mask down because you can barely hear. It's like muffling what you're saying.
Man, it's crazy what they doing to us, man.
Not that, but we study voting. We're a Democrat. And look what the Democrats doing. They know they finna lose the Senate or the House. They know they not finna have a majority, after these
You
midterm
know
elections.
why? You know why they have it all and then they lose it all?
They
Just like Governor Whitmer,
never keep their word.
because they get in the office and they try to please some people that don't like them.
No, it ain't that because them are they people. That's what you miss. No, they not. They pleasing the people that they supposed rich. It, I might be wrong.
Them people like these people that want their kids to go to school and not wear masks is not voting for Governor Whitmer.
But Rich, you know why she gave that up? For they took that power from her. Rich, they came to her motherfucking doorstep, dude. Them white people would have killed her ass telling her, no, we don't believe COVID is real. We don't want to wear no mask. And you know why let's just call it what it is. Them white parents do not want to keep their kids like that. They feel like, hell no, they going to school. School is what we call daycare now. That's what that is. School is a daycare. They don't care if they got to die. They not finna be at home with Johnny and Bobby all day. They like, hell no. It ain't blacks who saying let the kids stop the kids, no, close it down. No, them no whites say open this shit back up. Johnny going, just look, when they was mad about them masses downtown, you see how many white people showed up?
Man, did they come?
Okay, they showed up and showed out. But you couldn't even get half of that about the poison water. Man, when I saw you down there on the front line when
Man,
we
we
went
got
on,
600 people ain't paid their water bill in a year, and you can't even get 5 of them to stand up and talk about $0 about water for us.
but that just show you how crazy they is. You got 600, you would think them 600 people would be down on Saginaw Street fighting like hell. But you know why they not fighting like hell? Because they ain't conditioned to play this how it's going out. Let me read what Chris just said. He said, I went to Skills Center and I wanted to be in robotics in 1982, and they would not allow me to be in the class. I took up carpentry, small engines and accounting and data entry. The robotic class was filled with pale faces from Genesee County kids. So a lot said, Flint, we are going to live our dreams somewhere else, including GM. No, Chris, but that goes back to the racism. They acting like Flint is not no racist town. Just like you
It
said,
always have been.
yeah, that's the problem. That's why you got somebody like Judy Priestley, let's just call it what it is, Ali Hokenritter. When they see them, like you just said, them 600 people that's not paying bills, I'm willing to bet you they feel, and allegedly, let me put allegedly for won't nothing come back on me or you. I'm willing to bet that they feel like the majority of them 600 is blacks that's not paying their water bills. It's just how their minds is set up. At the end of
And
the
they don't
day,
care about the small percentage that's non-black.
even if you go with
Because
the,
it's non-black in there. It's not
but no,
600 blacks.
no, 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 no,
And I ain't looked at nothing, but
no,
I
no,
guarantee I'm right
no,
on that one.
no. The point I'm saying that for this, Rich, When you hear them say, I watch Fox News, I watch CNN, I watch MSNBC, I watch them all. You know, when they talking about blacks, they say welfare, they say blacks is on. It's only 40 million blacks. It might be a little more, but I'm going to go with the 40 million blacks in America. How the hell can we be the ones on welfare? When you hear them say, they say it's the blacks that's bringing it down with welfare. When we know it's more whites down at that agency, down at the family, but they'd rather say it's blacks. That's the point that I'm saying with that 600. But you still ain't
Man,
paid
but
their water
I'll never
bill.
forget when I was going down to DHS
Yeah,
as a young adult or as a little child with his mama.
right.
Yeah, it was mostly whites out there
But
applying for
Rich
stuff.
is only 40 million. But just think
Yeah, you're right.
it's more of them, but they will say the burden. Just like with Medicare. They won't even go Medicare for all because they got the rich got the poor whites believing you better than a nigga.
Yep.
That's the problem. See, we have to call a spade and say what it really is. These laws that you see and these things that's going on is because this a predominantly black city. This is what's going on, point blank, whether you like it or not. This is a predominantly black city. And I don't care how many blacks feel they get in a position, you are still a nigga. Until they realize that you are still a nigga. Okay, 47 million. Chris, how many blacks, how many whites is it in America? So that 47 million in our country, we got 300 million, right? So that means there's 253 million people that's not black in this country.
That's not black.
That's not black. So how in the hell is 47 million blacks is breaking this country? When it's already proved 47 million blacks in America will be the ninth richest country as far as our spending power because we spend $1 trillion yearly. So how can we be, when we the ones spending the money, how is we putting a burden on the country?
That's just an illusion. That's one of them. That sounds like a person that came from that Flint politics group.
Oh,
That sound
oh,
like
my bad.
a
Hold on.
person that teach them
Chris said we
that they
300.
maybe go out of town and hang with.
Hold on. Chris said we 347 million here, right? Minus 47. So that means, he said we 340. Okay. We 340 minus 47. Well, that means that's 293 million people, Chris, that's not black.
Hmm.
That's 293 million people that's still okay. Said Becky Brown said the mayor and the council are making sure the blacks in Flint are permanent underclass. I surely believe it. Along with the rest of the United States and the president and Congress and the Senate
And Flint ain't
is
the
making
only
sure
city.
blacks.
Flint
No,
ain't
it's
the only city.
it's if you go to every, but this was colder. Go to every Democratic ran city and show me how that city being ran.
Low funded.
Because the Democrats is no better than the Republican. That's what you got to watch.
You gotta
That
remember
liberal,
Karen
that
did so good because Karen knew other ways to bring money into Flint.
right.
Karen wasn't just getting, because you gotta remember, hell, when Rick Snyder gave her $267 million, he screwed that up.
Who screwed that up?
He gave her a YMCA in Lansing $50,000 out of that money. He
But thi-
had he
but
had spots on there where the money was spent, and wherever it was spent, that was blacked out.
but see but brother Rich, that's a travesty right there. That was dead wrong right there. They should have never let that go down.
And then that boils back down to our quiet politicians.
Yeah, all of them was quiet because if you, Eric tried to do the fight, but Eric done so much BS on this end.
Eric fight turned into him keeping his seat.
Right, and you know why he do that? Because what he does, he go off. I say I ain't gonna lie, I like Eric. Don't get me wrong, I like Eric. But what Eric goes into, he goes too far. Eric got to learn some self control. It got to
Yeah,
be
he allowed them to
yeah,
victimize him because
yeah,
that's what they do.
but then he got to also because
They use his behavior to change the subject. They changed the subject then. They changed the subject from getting Rick Snyder in front of city council to Eric Mays keeping his council seat.
Because why did it go that way? Because Eric will let them take him off on the
That's how they
10th.
move.
But he has
That's
to
how
be.
they move.
Rich. When do you be accountable for the things where you supposed to be accountable for yourself? Now, Becky Brown, yeah, he is too old to. I mean, he's not. Maybe he is too old to learn self-control now. But Eric, but what it is, he's been doing that for so long, and he has to really grow up. He has to really look. Do you want to help Flint, or is you just want to be known as grandstanding Eric? Because
He got to take a page off of Dennis Pfeiffer book.
yeah.
Dennis Pfeiffer be pissed off, but he talk to you in a mannerism to keep himself
Yeah, because
to
all
where
Eric,
you don't know he pissed off.
right? Because Eric gonna do, because what he do? Because remember this happened last time, and I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. That's why I don't trust none of them. Remember last time Jerry Winfrey Carter, they voted his ass out when Jerry. I mean, it was Jerry, Maurice Davis, Herb Winfrey.
It was a 8-0. It was an announcement that I
Right,
remember. I'll never forget. I was in a Black Lives Matter meeting in Lansing, and
right,
Eric Mays called me. And I came out my room. I left the room because Eric don't normally call me like that.
right.
So I come out the room and Eric like, why they keep taking my finance chair every January? You know what I told him?
What?
I said because every December you subpoena somebody.
But he could have did it
You gotta
sooner.
remember the first year.
But Rich, hold up before you look for that. But Rich, he should still know how to. I remember my teacher at Whittier, Mr. Les. He used to say the 3 C's: calm, cool, and collective. Man, you supposed to be able to work under pressure. Do you know if you was a fighter, if you couldn't work under pressure, man, you have been there going there. You might be winning the fight. Oh, you can go on there because you lose your pressure. One mistake and get your ass knocked out. Do you understand? If you're a basketball, you have to work under pressure. That's my thing with him. He can't get caught up into the Tito, all that. No, just stick to the subject. When he don't get his way, it says someone needed to go off the hinges for poisoning whole city. Everyone else is cricket. No, Tracy Jones, no, Eric do supposed to go, but it's a way how you do it. Because the ways that he keep going the way about it, they always take something from him. The finance chair, took the president, but he don't understand. You will go so far with here. I get him. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand. Like, I wouldn't trust none of those people that been and played me and then we back cool. Because remember, with Jerry Winfrey Carter, when her and Maurice Davis, it wasn't until Neely turned on them. That's when they came back on around and seeing what was going on. That's the problem that I have with these people. They could be fools for them. Because remember, they was all up there with Neely at that press conference. Jerry Winfrey Carter, Maurice Davis. They was all sitting there. But Maurice Davis got more scolded than anybody. When Jerry Winfrey Carter was on his side, Monica Galloway, they tried to get Neely a fair shake in the beginning when
Monica
he had.
Galloway, every time it was a coup for Eric, Monica Galloway always played a role in it. Monica was never on Eric's side when the tide rolled against him. Never.
No, she was only on when Needy done went at her. Remember, Needy done put things out on her. That's when her and Eric. But Eric can't keep his coalition together because if something don't go his way, he got to understand you're going to win something. But this the thing that we be missing. Do you understand how they talk in Congress and the Senate? They talk worse than what Eric do. But you know how,
Man, look,
but this
I
the
was
play.
watching the meet today. Man, Dr. Fauci went in on some senators
Yeah, but
to the point to where they would never let me stand up and have an open conversation the way they
but
let him.
but see
He
what it
went in on them.
because you ain't see the playbook, you can't be an angry black man. And that's what Eric be fighting off into. Cause just think about it. When you get evil worthy, either I feel threatened. These
Quick,
our people are so
Liddell Lewis,
I know
don't threaten me.
but listen, but hers ain't gonna mean nothing. Rand Paul, you right, Rand Paul and Dr. Fauci, because Rand Paul was checking them about lying. But what they would say, but they don't say Rand Paul is off the hinges. oh, Rand Paul was drunk. You had Maurice Davis. They all went with that. Eric must be drunk. Eric got he on something. Remember when him and Maurice Davis, Eric was going.
Yep.
But we do this to our own people. We'll go with this. But see, whites can do it. Blacks can't afford to have that on them. He an angry black man. He must be on drugs. Have you noticed the little
But Mick, this is what I'm saying.
I'm trying to get that
Look
word
at the
out.
most important thing that happens when they change the subject. Whether Eric is loud or not, they're trying to change the subject when Eric is calling them out. Eric got to find a way to call them out without setting himself up to allow them to change the subject. He got to find a way because they can't deal with him. That's just like me. They can't deal with us when we coming with you with facts. So you have to change the subject. But the difference between Eric and me is I'm gonna tell you straight up when you start changing the subject. No, man, you see through. I see what you're trying to do. You try to change the subject. You don't want to stay on this subject. Stay on this subject.
If he stayed on the subject and quit going into a back and forth, Eric, he already got to see they got set. Yeah, no, Becky Brown, you are right. Becky Brown said the second, 7th, and 9th members play victim, but the worst thing about the 7th and 9th, them are white women that can get Eric ass in trouble.
Yep.
That's the thing with that Karen. See, Eva play so much Karen. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like Allie Hokenritter trying to play the same thing too. She said
You got a good teacher.
This what Tracy Jones said the latest day at the commissioner meeting today after her statement speaking truth to power. She said, if anything happened to me, I told my people to start investigating the commission. Wow. That's how rough it got at the county commission. But that's why you do have to see when politics become real, all of them play victim except the 6th ward so far. No, that's the cold thing. But you know why? I don't know if Liddell Lewis think her cry gonna be more than a white women cry. The white women cry, but that's the thing. And that's what Liddell ain't looking at that. They got to look at that. When white women say something like that, you know, it's usually not good for a black man. If Eric really wasn't threatening, Eric, who was Eric gonna whoop around here? Eric
gonna set you up to give him a free case like Murdoch.
Right. But who is Eric? But I'm seeing even with Liddell. Eric is what you call
He did not threaten Liddell. He did not. I was at that meeting. He did not threaten Liddell. I was at that meeting.
I know I was watching it, but in her mind, Liddell Lewis is trying to play that game that she don't understand. Like one day it might backfire on her. That's why blacks shouldn't play.
What about this though? What about if she received a text message and said to act that way?
And then if she did, she even worse then because that's crying wolf. So now you are. I mean, with politicians, it's not to be trusted.
Because it was obvious that he did not threaten her like that.
But the thing is, it's a playbook. They thing is to make Eric look bad.
That's why I had to bring up that thing as in the text message. That's why I brought that up.
But see, these are the things that happen. We be so focused on they keep the subject on what Eric doing. So when you get Ellie Hokenroder who put out misinformation, we're not attacking her for that. When Eva Worthing put out misinformation on Know Nothing, we don't attack her for that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't people still let that go when Eva Worthing said when her student said she was racist. Did nobody pick that up? That just went out of one ear. It's like, oh, they said I was racist. If a kid said, what how do a kid know if a person racist?
Did you see? You're right. And did you see how Allie played me at the last meet? She didn't address me doing public speaking when I told her that it was a vast difference between the help number and what I was talking about because, in the water tank.
Because you got to understand, Rich, what you just said. what you just said. Ashley looked at you like they look at us like we are crazy. Like whites, they look at you like from man, listen, I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how many. When whites look at you, that's why I could probably deal with Dennis Pfeiffer, because at least he gonna tell you how he feel. You know what I'm saying? You against
Dennis Pfeiffer is a Republican by money.
he a businessman. That's
And
why I like.
yeah, and then they vote to keep their money. But far as what he's finna do on that city council, I think he's finna be a thorn in a lot of people's side.
Why he might as well? Why not? Shit, what you think they've been doing? They've been throwing. I want somebody to be a thorn in their side up
I
there.
didn't mean to cut you off, but Don Williamson was a Republican. But who did he
Yeah,
always support?
you tell me.
He always supported Democrats. But guess who he voted for?
Who?
Trump.
Because he a businessman.
Because man, Trump ain't finna tax me, y'all. I'm voting for my money.
Rich.
I love y'all. I help y'all.
But Rich, you
And
have
I
to
know
be.
this guy is wrong
But Rich,
when it comes to dealing with y'all. But when it comes to dealing with me,
you
he
right,
gonna give me
Becky.
that tax break that I need.
But Rich, you gotta understand. You think Jay-Z a Democrat?
Think who?
Jay-Z.
Now, that's a great question.
No,
I
I'm just
doubt it.
no. Let me just say
I
this. No,
doubt it. I
no.
think he probably I think he a low key Republican too.
Rich, he rich. You in a different tax bracket. If we had millions of dollars, you
But
don't
it's
think
some rich people that stick to their Democrat. But
Rich,
then they have
Rich,
Republicans
Rich,
too.
Rich, answer this question. Do them rich Democrats still get the benefits what the rich Republicans get on tax breaks? Did you see Joe Biden? Did he stop did he roll back the Trump tax break? Hell no. He kept them tax breaks high. This because
Kept them motherfuckers where they at then.
yeah, because his people is rich. You think?
Thank you.
Hold up, let me finish this. What you think Obama did? But what you think Obama did? Obama went and got. Do you understand what they call Obamacare? That was really what that was out of the Heritage Foundation as a Republican think tank. That was the Republican health care, the Affordable Care Act. Obama took that right out of Mitch Romney had it first in Massachusetts when he had him on that. That was a Republican thing he went and took. When you see Obama, he was a Democrat, but you see him go to the center. When you see Democrats go to the center, man, them ain't nothing but that's the left and the white ring of a bird, man. When they still cut them deals for the rich, Obama was benefiting from it. You seen Obama came here and said the water was good. You got every nigga in America. Well,
Thank you.
we can't.
Hell, don't stop
Yeah,
sparing your kids.
yeah,
Then you
yeah,
put Tonka toys in your mouth.
yeah. We can't criticize Obama. Go look at Obama policies and let me know was them black policies or was them white policies. Who got hurt more from it? That's all I'm saying, brother. I ain't knocking Obama, none of that. But Obama is what every last one of our black elected officials do.
Our
They
best
become
president
Obama.
was Jimmy Carter, and he only got one term.
The peanut farmer.
Man, I was a kid when he was in office, but I know Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter, I love Jimmy Carter.
But answer this question though, Rich. This is my thing. We ain't gonna say the word. We just gonna call it the shop. We're gonna call it the candy shot because I don't want to mess up the YouTube channel. You know what I'm talking about. We're gonna talk about the candy shop. And I might play it tomorrow or Friday or Saturday. I might re-air Roland Martin's show for Monday. Just the part when he had the doctor on there, right? Did you know when he had the doctor on there, this the first doctor I heard to say something about the candy shot. Did you know he linked it? You right, Chris, that they finally linked obesity with what's going with the people dying from catching, the new flu. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody ever looked at that. You know why? They didn't look at obesity. I said it might be some people that's skinny that's dying. But when I heard him had that doctor on there, and I was listening to Riz Islam because I've been getting it from RZA. But Roland Martin was the fire's mainstream media, whatever, the YouTube thing. He the only one that's been in the mainstream media who brought a doctor on and locked that came up and said obesity was a part of it too. Do you know we can't? People rather went and got that shot than them going out here working out, eating right. They'd rather take a shot.
They never, they don't, they still don't put the healthy immune system out there.
Nah, they
They
ain't do
still silence people that
right,
try to tell you to eat right. And
right,
then the problem of it is, hell, if you're taking 100 shots or you're taking no shots, you catching a COVID.
brother. We can't say that. Say the new flu because
The
they're
new flu.
yeah they're banned. They're banned us for you can't talk about that like the way we finna
Okay, the
go in.
new flu.
Right, but
The new flu, you catching it regardless of what you do.
right, and you got people. Just look at it. You got the United States. Well, we're gonna go with Michigan. The governor took because them white people got put pressure on her about wearing masks. They didn't want to wear masks, so they dropped the mask mandate.
And
Oh
that's when the more she loosened her strings up,
yeah, but
the higher the numbers roll.
right, but
And
ain't
I
no
mean, and right now our numbers is so high, and we supposed to been in lockdown. We in a worse situation now than we were when we were in lockdown.
but
But yet,
look, I'm about to say something that's gonna piss you off. Not you off, but gonna piss some people off. You got more people who thinking you gonna vaccinate yourself out of this situation. Look, ain't they up on their fourth booster right now?
man, some people was telling me they had to
What's
take
up,
their fifth
baby?
shot.
They fifth shot, but this what they and I'm gonna go with this. They said I was watching Rizza Islam when he was not Rizza. I forgot what show it was on. Like they was talking about over in Israel why their numbers is up high. Their numbers is up high, and did you know Israel is down there 90% vaccinated, but the numbers is up high. You got all these countries where the numbers is up high with people, and then they this what I believe they're gonna do. They're gonna try to put the vaccinated against the unvaccinated, saying, "Well, we need to be vaccinated."
Ain't no telling.
We don't know what this shot might do 5 years from down the road.
None of that. And see, that's why I forgot I had somebody that they had some kind of condition that was rare. Oh yeah, that's the yeah. Just take the shot. Yeah, that's a real one. We're gonna watch it, monitor. All
Look,
they're doing is watching and monitoring, taking notes.
look, Rich. I had a friend, with my homeboy, his cousin, took the shot. And he had a seizure at the doctor office when he was getting his vaccination shot. Ended up having a seizure. See, they're not talking about all the things, the complications from it. But this goes back to this. People look at the weed shops. Okay, they look. Oh, but okay, said Portugal, but it's Chris Callum. How is their COVID rate up since Portugal not 90% vaccinated? Oh crap, I said it. As far as what is the numbers over there? Is it a lot of people with it over there? But this the thing, Rich. You got Walgreens, you got Rite Aid. People don't look at them as drugstores. They don't look at them as drugstores.
They
But
follow all the rules of drugstore. They don't close at 24/7. That's
no,
what the drug houses do. Drug
right.
houses don't close.
But this the sad thing with our people. You got so many people on high blood pressure medicine, but in diabetes. But in order for them to eat right, they'd rather take this pill. I got a cousin right now gonna tell me how he loved. Now we was raised up on pork. I ain't ate pork come Memorial Day in 22 years. And I mean, I'm not a Muslim, but I study the NOI. But they don't look at that. They'd rather, well, I can eat this pork. They'd rather eat all this. They'd rather eat all this, eat all the worst foods and wonder why I go to the doctor. They claim
Things
this
ain't
summer
right.
would. Right. Well, they want to take, well, they got a pill for this. Not understanding they're going to give you a pill for this, but this pill, you have to take another pill because this pill might be affecting your liver. This pill might be affecting your kidney. But in order for you to eat right, quit eating all them high cholesterol foods, fries, food, you'd rather take this pill when you know in deep down this gonna kill you in the long run.
The side effects.
Right. They don't, man, they had all them little what's names, but you have a person rather for me to live right, if they can give me this medicine, and that goes back to the shop. Yeah, Becky Brown, my grandmother lived 100 years old and ate bacon. But everybody's body is different.
People are different.
I had one,
Some people take the shot and their nose bleed.
yeah,
Some people take the shot and don't have no problem. Some
right.
people take the shot and they always tired.
And I want to see how many let's see what the medicine cabinet look like. The people that's eating all this, you know what I'm saying? It's not good for you. I don't care what you say. Eating flesh is not good for you. Whether you want to say you eat flesh is not good for you. The body was not made for that. You can come and say if you want. I mean, but that's the problems we're gonna have. We're gonna come into. Rich people gonna sit up there and say, "Well, bacon is not bad for you. It's not bad. You can eat it."
Man, bacon tastes good and bacon needs to be limited. Bacon did not. Bacon did. Man, have you ever cooked bacon before?
Who, me? I haven't.
Man, do you see how much grease comes? You don't even need no grease to cook bacon. And then
Brother,
when you get done, you got more grease than you got bacon.
I haven't ate pork and come
Man, I'm telling
Memorial
you,
Day,
Mick. I'm
22
telling you.
years.
I'm telling you, man. That meat is greasy. Pork is greasy.
No, America don't produce healthy foods. They say they claim the summer wasn't. No, but the thing is, they ate flesh in the Old Testament, Mickey. Yes, they did eat flesh in the Old Testament, but it still don't mean it was right, Chris. We can go through the Bible, we can talk it, but it still don't mean it was right. Look
I
how
mean,
we
look. Let's just we're gonna get off the food.
right,
When I was talking about
right.
the Bible can be used to make whatever point you want to be made.
Really, but answer this question. Not really, it ain't. Who was the Bible sent to? Who was the Bible?
It
What's the story
depends on
about?
which one you want. The Bible
Because
that has Jesus as having long, streaky hair and blue eyes, the black folk, people like us, to hem us up.
no, that wasn't for us. That was the white folks. That was they Jesus. What you getting is we're gonna break it down in drugs. Okay, we're gonna break it.
Our
Oh,
original
no,
Jesus was Hebrew
hear me out, Rich.
with
Rich,
curly hair and
Rich,
brown skin.
I mean, because that's what the Bible tell you in there. They don't tell you he had long
But they
string.
don't want us. They don't want us on that vision. They want us on a white vision. That way we
Right,
worship the white man.
right.
That way we feel that the white man is superior over us.
Because basically,
That
Rich,
way we feel that we supposed to be slaves.
Rich, you getting a cut. You getting probably 7, 8 cuts on that Bible that we get. Because you got to remember, the people who taught you how to read and wanted you to read that Bible was your slave masters. Now, what person is sitting up here whipping your ass to tell you you couldn't read? Remember, when you was able to preach, when a black man was able to preach, he had the white man standing over his shoulder.
Making sure you said the right thing.
Right,
It's
Chris?
the sad man. We living in a sad society. Hey Mick,
Yo,
man, I gotta go in here. This person will let me sit on this cold car, and I ain't finna burn no more of that gas.
well, go
I'm
ahead, Rich.
finna go up in this house and tell them it's time to go. I hope they ain't fell asleep and getting mad at me.
I got you. We'll finish this tomorrow,
Man,
good brother.
listen, man, this been a pleasure. This been one of the longest time we have ever been live. That I didn't realize how long it's been. It's been an hour and 58 minutes,
Better believe it.
and it don't even feel like it's been an hour. We
Right.
had some very good dialogue. I meant, and I want to thank you, bro, because you have helped me get so much stuff off my chest and out of my head to where I know I'm gonna have another good Flint voices because I'm gonna be able to concentrate on Jefferson School, uh, after school activities, past and present in the city of Flint. And Chris
Thank you,
Caleb, if you
Becky.
still listening, I really need you to tune in that Saturday because we finna talk about the good old days. We finna have some. Life ain't all about being mad and It's about enjoying life, and I really enjoy talking about my days of playing basketball for Christ Fellowship Baptist Church. My days of watching um Reverend Aldridge, Reverend
Right,
Rob, who was the other? Reverend Pointer. All of
right,
them sitting in the front row watching their church basketball team play against each other. Um, I enjoy seeing them build those churches because back when I was playing basketball as a youth, the only church that had a
right
gym,
about
it was
that,
two
Chris.
churches that had a gym, and that was Christ Fellowship and False Avenue. And False Avenue gym was it's still like it is, and as you can see, Christ Fellowship don't even have a gym no more because it had to split with the sanctuary. But False Avenue still has their gym, and False Avenue was the pattern that these other churches use as far as building gyms, except they didn't spend as much money and put a better floor down. They put a kitchen floor down. But otherwise than that, all conversation and stuff, it all started from False Avenue, and it
Right,
all started with gold that has been left off.
right,
I mean, those gyms are not being used for what they were built for. But once again, I don't know how it went down, but it was mighty funny that as these gyms was coming up, those pastors were passing. And I mean, I'm gonna get out of here in about 2 more seconds. I'm gonna make a couple of little smart comments about Metropolitan Church. Their current pastor is about to leave,
mm.
so I think he got a God gave him a calling to go to another city, but he has a nice gym at Metropolitan Church.
Oh yeah, he got a
Uh,
nice one down there. I seen that joker.
New Jerusalem, they have a nice gym. And Reverend Floyd he was the visionary of the group. They had a dream of False Avenue having basketball teams and all of the churches having their own basketball team, and then they were having home and away games.
Mm. But why?
Never happened.
But why they didn't build learning centers? Because listen, they got places for basketball. We need learning
Well, that
centers.
was with the learning center. The learning centers came in through False Avenue. False Avenue did have a learning center.
No, no. Where are they now? I get that. We see the gym.
And look,
Where are the learning
everything
centers?
disappeared here. Where the after school programs in the churches at? Everything is from our founding fathers, so they want to call it when it comes to these churches, to what we now have is totally different.
Maybe because the new people that stepped in, they was just in it for the money. They weren't like the founding fathers. They want they was worrying about the pocket. They pocket
I
change.
have no idea.
Well, yes, you do.
All
That's
I know is
self-explanatory.
they ideology and the original founders is totally different. I mean, you gotta think about some of them churches stop even having church basketball teams. And we
Hey,
don't even have a church league no more.
hey, listen, Rich. I don't even want to get this show a plug, but I'm gonna tell people if y'all need to watch a show on HBO Max, go watch the Gym Stars. It'll give you all you need to know about the Evangelist Church.
Okay.
It shows the crookedness of them, man. How they just in it for money. That's what I'm saying. Religion is not about healing the people. It's about fattening their pocket. Because
And
all
it
these
can turn into
churches,
that.
yeah. Mm. All
I
right, Rich.
remember because they always used to preaching about time. I'll never forget I used to get tired going from church to church because every preacher was talking about tithes and offerings,
Yeah, that's what they're about. It's about the money now.
making you feel, I'm like, God, leave this church too?
Well, Rich, hold that thought. We're gonna finish this conversation tomorrow, brother.
Yeah, we're gonna tune in tomorrow, man. I love everybody. Good night. Stay safe. If you're going amongst people, put on 2 masks.
Give you all the
Yeah, put on
love
no
you
mask.
need.
It's cold. COVID is real.
Baby, I know.
And everybody needs to make a 2022. Try to get healthy, man. Go to the gym. Walk a mile. It's not going to hurt. And Rich, we need to get somebody on about health, too. Can you get us a Dr. Rich? We can get on here and interview. You hear me, Rich? But don't worry about it, people. We will be bringing y'all a doctor on. We're going to talk about health is wealth.